So here we are, well past the new moon in Taurus, well past the quarter moon, if we're being honest. But you know what? The best day to start showing up is today. So here we are. I am a Virgo rising, which means Taurus rules my ninth house, which is great. House of expansion, curiosity, so exciting. Also in my ninth house is my MC and my North Node. So my question is, where can I start grounding myself into me, into expansion, into showing up? And you know what? It doesn't matter how long I have waited. It matters when I have the courage to be here. So here we are. One of the things that I used to do all the time, daily at least, multiple decks, loved it, felt good, got away from it, felt bad, did not feel great, did not feel guided, just kept doing the things. And yeah, so basically came back to the cards and drew the Three of Swords. And you don't have to know anything about tarot to know this doesn't feel good. This is a very poignant card. You pretty much can tell what this is without needing to. You don't need a book to tell you. You don't need a reader. You can see what this is. This is grief. This is sadness. This is heartbreak. This is betrayal. This is. But the cool thing, when you get curious and you look at it, you say, this is also an invitation. This is an invitation to say, what swords am I feeling in my heart? What feels like it's cut really deep? And you can acknowledge it. And this is a pretty, very poignant message. Not pretty poignant, it's very poignant for me. Definitely have found myself in a place where I have a story that keeps that heart down there in the rain clouds. And in this card, face value, obviously it is what it is. But the further expansion of it, in my opinion, is... that heart, that's floating. And those swords have got to weigh something. They weigh something. And honestly, it depends on the sword, right? But the question is, for me, what am I going to acknowledge so that I can feel, so that I can start to heal? Where can I take those swords out so that heart gets above those rain clouds, gets above that storm? And I think that's a beautiful message, because you keep those in there, you keep that wound, you keep saying this, this happened to me. You keep staying in that victim mentality, in that this is the grief that I'm holding on to, and it kind of keeps you low, Lame. Ugh. You can't ignore it. You gotta feel it. You gotta acknowledge it. But then you can work on healing it. And one of my favorite goddesses, Isis. Love her. Pretty sure I was Egyptian in past life. But I love how all this stuff works in tandem, works works together. I was going through a dictionary, and one of the pages that I found was just going, is anti this, anti that, anti blah. But at almost the very bottom, like third from the bottom, was Anubis. And I was like, oh, man, that's something, because as an artist, I'm always looking for fun, unique mediums and substrates to paint on or use in creativity. And I love dictionaries. Struggle a little bit with tearing them up for artwork, but we're getting there. And so, like I said, this one page was going, yikes. Like, I don't know if this page is going to get used for anything. But then I saw Anubis. And so it's funny. It's funny because in the Egyptian mythology, when you die, you get to, the Anubis will weigh your heart against the feather of Mot. And that's how you see if you can get into the afterlife, is your heart lighter than a feather. And I think this is a beautiful representation on, like, it's just, I love this. And this is why I started showing up. This is why I got that poll that said, how can you show up today in your most imperfect, perfectly perfect, imperfect self? And this is how. But like if you really do, you look at this and you say, yeah, because if those swords aren't there, that heart is floating. A feather still falls. It falls slowly. It, floats down, but it still floats down. And so I think it's so interesting how all of these comes back around. Because Isis is one of those goddesses that I keep painting. The Anubis was something that I was like, oh, that'll bring me back around. That gets me back into my grounding sense of self, into this version that I love, that feels bold, that feels strong, that feels powerful, that feels true. And so it's, what a perfect invitation. So that's today's wisdom. Yep, 3 of Swords. If it's for you, what are you holding on to that you can acknowledge, you can feel, so you can start to heal? Today's wisdom.